foodie tour, virtually speaking, continues now in Travel, Michigan as we head to the Ludington area, right, Michelle?
We do, and I'm excited. We are heading to House of Flavors, which is somewhere that I literally grew up going to.
I'm sure you did.
And we are talking with Barry Neal, who is the general manager of House of Flavors, and welcome to the show, Barry.
Thanks very much. How are you guys?
Great. So
okay.
I know a lot about House of Flavors. I spent many, many hours at House of Flavors, but tell folks who may have not been there, kind of what the experience is.
We've been here since the late 40s. My grandpa started House of Flavors. It was actually Park Dairy then in 1948. And, we're an ice cream maker. And in front of our ice cream plant, we've got a restaurant and ice cream parlor. So we scoop lots of ice cream for generations of people who've been coming here for years.
Well, kind of bring us kind of into the history of the company because, Michigan is really so well known for, especially for ice cream. A lot of various companies around Michigan are well known for producing some great ice cream. We're certainly a foodie state, as we were talking about in the earlier segment. But tell us about the history of House of Flavors, how you got started and kind of the various turns along the way.
Sure. My grandfather was in the dairy business in Grand Haven originally, and then that partnership dissolved, and he and my grandmother moved to Florida because my uncle had some health issues, and my grandpa missed the dairy business in Michigan. So he came back, and he actually partnered with Al Miller at Miller's Dairy, which is here in Ludington, and that was in about 1947. And then in 1948, my grandpa bought Al Miller out, and it became our business as Park Dairy then. And, originally then they were making 5 flavors of ice cream. It was vanilla, chocolate, lemon, French vanilla, and our iconic Blue Moon. Blue Moon ice cream actually originated in the Midwestern United States. Michigan is one of the first, and my dad likes to believe that we were the first to make that. So that's an unproven fact, but we're going to put that out there until somebody denies it.
I'll have to ask you more about that after you tell us your history here.
Okay, all right. So, we actually have been making ice cream as a family. We're in our 4th generation. My daughter Madison works as a server in the restaurant in the summer. And, today we make about 24 million gallons of ice cream, most of which is made with Michigan cream. We get as much Michigan cream as we possibly can. Over 100,000 gallons of cream that we use to manufacture that much ice cream.
Well, and today you're in Ludington and in Manistee, right?
Correct, we are.
Yeah, and of course, I always think of you just for ice cream, but you're kind of like a 50s diner type location.
Right, we are a 50s diner type location. Years ago, when I would work in the restaurant, we had small black and white photographs of the history, the people who had worked there in the 50s and in the 40s, and when we redid our restaurant in Ludington, we actually had the pictures blown up digitally and turned into wallpaper. So to come into either one of our locations, you'll see actual, honest-to-goodness West Michigan families and people that are now, larger than life up on our walls. We have huge collections of milk bottles and other memorabilia that people have donated to us over the years. We're somewhat of a 50s museum to some degree of, the agricultural business in West Michigan, and we're very proud and honored to be able to continue that.
So what's your biggest seller? If there was one item that you would say would be your biggest seller.
Vanilla, honestly, is the most popular ice cream, and that's because it's the base of, malts and shakes and so many sundaes. Several other flavors are right behind in terms of their popularity. Blue Moon, I think, is what we're most famous for. It's something that people come, honestly, from around the United States to get. We actually ship it in dry ice to people who live in other states and miss it, so we send it off to them, and they get to have it in their own home.
I have a question. Do you guys still do the pig trough?
We do actually do the pig's dinner still, which
pig's
is
dinner,
4
that's right.
scoops. Yeah, and it's served in a wooden pig trough. And we have a collector pin that we change every year that people get. We've introduced this year a Super Duper Pig, which is a trough that is 2 foot long. We actually served our first one yesterday. I'm going to post that picture on our Facebook page later today. It's House of Flavors Restaurants on Facebook. But yeah, so 12 scoops, 12 toppings. It's 3 bananas. It had one very happy man that was eating that giant ice cream sundae yesterday.
Is that considered unusual? Because that doesn't sound all that unusual to me.
To eat 12 scoops of ice cream?
Sounds like a good little snack.
Yeah, it's a great little snack.
Yeah.
If I'm going to do that, I'm probably going to do it at night when nobody's watching.
Yeah,
But
there you go. Okay,
he was very public.
I told you I had a question about Blue Moon. I love Blue Moon. So exactly, what is your recipe?
We can't tell. It's Blue Moon is a mystery. It's a mystery flavor, and it's one of the things that people find interesting about it is trying to identify, all right, what's really in this?
Well,
and I've
really?
heard everything from it tastes similar to marzipan, that it tastes similar to almonds, it tastes like a maraschino cherry, but we're not telling.
Well, I honest to goodness, most foods you can tell a base flavor of, some kind of something like you mentioned, marzipan. No, I'd never get that. But Blue Moon, I cannot identify anything that might come from, except for maybe the
one
blue.
of my favorite stories about Blue Moon is that back, and I'm not sure I should say this at the state level, but back, in the late 40s when they were making Blue Moon, the food coloring of the Blue Moon had not been approved by the FDA. And so, going down into the catacombs of what then was Park Dairy, down underneath the basement, and, it was damp and dripping low-hanging pipes. And way back in the corner is where they kept the different flavor bottles, and Blue Moon was actually hidden under a 5-gallon pail, just in case an inspector came. So not only is it a mystery flavor, but it was a bit of a contraband ice cream flavor back in the day.
Well, you have an event coming up pretty soon, the 7th through the 9th of June. What is that?
We do. It's actually our kickoff to our 65th anniversary, and here in Ludington, that is our Lake Stride half marathon and 10K run and a 5K run. And so adding to that, working with the Convention and Visitor Bureau here in downtown Ludington, we're doing a Back to the 50s anniversary celebration. And on Friday, June 7th, we'll be giving away 10,000 pints of ice cream free to the first 10,000 people who join us. We're encouraging people to come dressed in 50s gear, varsity sweaters, using Grease, the movie Grease, as a model for how they might dress. We have a 50s sock hop that evening, and on that night, we're going to give away a lifetime supply of ice cream, a special card that entitles people to ice cream for the rest of their life to the person who's dressed in the most 50s manner. On Saturday, we're doing, which is June 8th, is the actual Lake Stride, and then we're throwing a big beach party, back to the days of Gidget, and a 50s beach bash with beach volleyball, beach bingo. We'll have sandcastle contests, a limbo contest, music and entertainment down on the beach, and live band playing retro 50s music. We'll give a lifetime award for ice cream that evening, too. And then on Sunday, we have a classic car show, and the Back to the Bricks group coming out of Flint will be driving into Ludington about noon, we expect, which could be anywhere from 100 to 150 classic cars.
Yeah, they'll have a good time there.
There is. And so I highly recommend House of Flavors. Check it out, houseofflavors.com online to get more information, or go visit, even better, in Ludington or Manistee. So thank you, Barry, for being on the show. Again, houseofflavors.com for more information. And Dave, folks can also get information on Michigan.org.
Absolutely. Of course, if you're ever looking for information on traveling to great places like Ludington, and maybe you want to get the specific address or whatever to a nice place like House of Flavors, all you have to do is start your trip at Michigan.org. We have something like 12,000 various, what we call properties, but attractions, destinations. I know, so formal. So there's all this information there. It is a great portal of information. That's the reason why Michigan.org has been the #1 state travel website in the country for 6 years in a row. It's because we all have all that great information, great pictures. It'll get you excited about traveling around the state, and recommend you check it out. Make sure you also sign up, because you have some chances to win. There's a My Coke Rewards contest right now. You can win a trip to Mackinac Island, which will be fantastic. You can also win that pace car.
Absolutely.
From the MIS Pure Michigan 400 and the Quicken Race Loans 400 as well. So check that out today. You're going to enjoy it. You'll have a good time. And as we always say, your trip begins at Michigan.org. We're going to head to Mackinac Island next to find out what's happening at the Lilac Festival coming up June 7th through 16th. That's here on Travel Michigan, where your trip begins at Michigan.org.